Hi guys, welcome to Vic and Vern's Sports Chat. Welcome to the DEFCON Rugby Show. My name is Vic. Yes, you're missing my partner. He's not here, Vern. He's got family business to take care of, and as you know, family comes first. I am family, but I'm not that important. No, Vern's got something very important to do today. Something with his daughter. That's fantastic. Listen, we're almost up to 141,000. That went quick. So guys, thanks a lot for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. But let's get into today's stuff. The topics today. Springbok news, of course. We'll update you. You've got that alignment camp coming up. All the fixtures for 2026 for the Boks are out. We'll talk a little about what Rusty's up to. We'll talk a little bit about the Six Nations playing against the Barbarians. Razor getting a job there for a few games. URC Super Rugby, Top 14, Premier League, Japanese League, all coming up this weekend. So we'll have a look into all those things. Then we will, as usual, we've got to look what kind of DEFCON level are we at today. I think it all depends what country you're from. I mean, if you're South Africa, it's all calm at the moment, unless you're a Sharks fan, then it's flipping DEFCON 1. If you're an England fan, we don't even have it. It's DEFCON 1A. It's even higher than 1. It's crazy. If you're French, all calm. C'est la vie. Très bien. It's all good. It's all good if you're French. It always depends what country you support. If you're Australian, you maybe getting ready slowly but surely. It always depends. For me, look, I'm going to go. I'm saying it's there. We'll go with a nice DEFCON 4 today. Something's up, but it's not. The world's not falling to pieces at the moment. In a rugby sense. Don't take everything so literal. Forget that word. I can't say that today. There you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button because, like we said, we are on our way to 141,000. Can we get to 150 by the end of the year? I hope so. Then if you want to get hold of us or any critique, if you want to get into some serious critique and you don't want to put it into the chat, that's the email address. Be free to criticize Vern all the time. It's not a problem. No, I'm just joking. I actually missed him today. There's nobody to bounce off. But you got to take care of business. So where do we start? Should we start with the Springbok news coming up as number 2? Keep you guys interested here. Let's have a quick look at the Super Rugby coming up this weekend. Look, 2 teams I think fight for the wooden spoon there. Moana Pacifica, Western Force. Let's see what they can come up with. We'll be doing that game. Why am I yawning? Vern's not here. Normally I only yawn when he's here. The Reds against the Highlanders. Reds will have their second game. Let's see what they can do. Highlanders been very impressive so far. Drua against the Hurricanes. Big match for the Drua. First 2 games, they lost both of them. They're at home now. Let's see what they can do there against the Hurricanes, who have been impressive so far. Chiefs against the Crusaders. I'm talking about wooden spoon. Are the Crusaders fighting for the wooden spoon this year? We'll see. That should be a cracking game. And then, of course, the Brumbies against the Blues. I just saw somebody ask me, yes, we are doing the Brumbies game. Let me quickly just put the table out there at the moment. This is what it's looking like. Look, if you're 2-0 and you've had 2 games and you haven't won, you're in a little bit of trouble already. Crusaders have got at least a bonus point. Queensland only played 1 game. I'm listening. There you go. Bernie's listening. Good to you, man. So now I can ridicule him. Now that's the league. Let's look what's coming up this weekend. So on Friday it is Moana Pacifica against the Western Force. I'll be doing that one. That's I think at 5+7 Central European time in the morning. Then on Saturday at 5+7 it's I think that's the early one. That's the 4:30 one. Oh geez, why am I doing this to myself? It is the Drua against the Hurricanes. After that it is the Crusaders visiting the Chiefs, which I'll be doing, and then Vern's going to be doing the Brumbies against the Blues. That should be a freaking interesting game. That should be a top-notch, top of the table, cracking game there. So let's see what happens there. So, we're doing a few things, but look, Super Rugby's moving on nicely. We're still waiting for New Zealanders to tell us who their new coach is. We know it's not going to be Razor. He's not coming back because he's doing the Barbarians for 2 games. So let's move straight on to the international scene. And when we go into the international scene, we've got to talk first about the Six Nations. No Six Nations this weekend. They have a 1 week break, They're going to have a break in between. But once they come back next weekend, it'll be Ireland, Wales, Scotland, France, Italy, and Ireland. So I mean, look, Scotland, France is tabletoppers. It's 1-2 there. Let's see, you know, maybe the Scottish can surprise us again. I don't think so, but you never know. Six nations standing, there you go. France ahead of Scotland, Ireland. I think it's between those three. Obviously, France, the big favourites. But you never know. It is rugby. On any given Saturday, something can happen. There you go. Wales, I think they stay with that wooden spoon. Let's have a look at that international ranking just one more time, because I do enjoy having the Springboks on top there. Followed by New Zealand. Ireland back into third spot. Ahead of France. England sinking down to fourth. You know, if Scotland can beat France, they could move up the table quickly. All of a sudden, the French could be like in the top 5. The Scots could be one of the top 5 rugby nations. God forbid. Can you imagine this channel will explode with people like Lawrence and Mary Queen of Scots? They're already dreaming of a World Cup. That's not going to happen. Talking about Scott Robertson, there's the man. He will be coaching the Barbarians for 2 games. One of them will be in South Africa in the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So that's going to be a cool thing. Like, glad to see Razor finding a little bit of work. There you go. Let's have a look at the Springbok fixtures, and then we'll talk about that alignment camp. These are the Springbok fixtures for the 2026 calendar here. So it all starts on the 20th of June, Saturday the 20th of June. There, Springboks against the Barbarians in the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Hello from Ireland. Hi, Paddy, my friend. Then that Nations Cup, that new competition, you get to play 3 games at home, you get to play 3 games away. You only play, well, if you're Springboks or you're a Southern Hemisphere team, you only play against Northern Hemisphere teams. You don't play against the others, because normally you play them in your 6 Nations or in the Rugby Championship, which is no Rugby Championship this year. So South Africans will host England, then they'll host Scotland, and then they'll host Wales. So actually, you know, just go blind through it. There's not even competition there. Then the greatest rugby rivalry will continue. 4 games against the All Blacks, all starting on the 22nd of August in Ellis Park. Then they go down to Cape Town. Then they move on to the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg. And they're not playing in Loftus at all. They're going to the big one there. And then on the 12th of September, in the good old USFA, making rugby great again, they're going to be playing in the MAT Bank Stadium there in Baltimore, the home of the Baltimore Ravens. Beautiful stadium. Check that out. And then there's a one-off test on the 27th of September. South Africans will fly from Baltimore, fly out of Washington. They'll fly all the way to Perth, or as we call it, Perthtoria. Another home game for the Springboks there in Australia will be against the Wallabies. Let's, you know, give the Wallabies a little bit of a test, see where, show them where they are at the moment. And then that Nations Cup series continues on the 7th of November, where the Springboks have to go to Europe for 3 games. It'll be Italy, France, and Ireland, respectively. And then if they do kind of win the Southern Hemisphere part of the draw, then they get to play the final in Twickenham on the finals weekend. What does finals weekend mean? That makes no sense to me. Finals weekend. Why do they call it final? Either there's a final. They're not playing semi-finals on the 27th, or is it the 3rd and 4th place teams also get to play to see who's 3rd? I don't know. Not really that interesting. Look, if the Boks make it to the final, they make it to the final. I don't really give a shit about this competition. It's all about preparing for the World Cup. And talking about that, this man, Meneer Erasmus, the GOAT, not worthy of your presence. Rassie has put out his alignment camp there. Who's playing? Now listen here, you're going to miss a lot of big names on this alignment camp, because he's only chosen players that are based in South Africa. So either the Lions, the Stormers, the Sharks, or the Bulls. Maybe somebody from the Cheetahs. I do not know. But let me tell you there you go. So I'll put it out there. Those are the 11 uncapped players that Rassie's put out there. I'm just going to copy in something quickly now, because I do have the rest of the team. Here we go. Because, you know, want to show you guys that. I'll have it on the screen any second now. There you go. So, yeah. Look, you have 11 upcapped players. Let's talk about those uncapped players first. Never had a Springbok cap for the seniors. Of course, you have Kai Pratt, Emmanuel Chikatuka, Sipo Zetu Nebelele. Then you have Paul de Villiers, Riley Norton, Barthobele Helakane. Just call him the Beast 2.0, man. That's all you need to know. Jaco Williams, Sebastian de Klerk, Cheswell Justi, Marcus Müller, and Hashim Peed. So those are the 11 uncapped players that are there. Juste, Peed, and I think it was Riley Norton. They've already been in one of those alignment camps, but obviously never had a cap. So yeah, they are out doing that. They'll all be in the camp. Let's have a look at the whole team there. These are the players that have been invited to this alignment camp. The eye doctor is back, yes. Ibn Etzebet, Sio Khaleesi, Oxen Che, Kai Pratt, we mentioned, Emmanuel Chikatuka, Vincent Chikatuka, those are from the Sharks. Then we have Johan Grobler, Cameron Hanekom, Eldridge Lowe, Wilco Lowe, Seppo Zetu, Nebelele, Ruan Norkia, Gerard Steenekamp, Marco Verstaden, Kobus Visser, Jan Hendrik. This is all from the Bulls. Then you have Paul de Villiers, Ben Jason Dixon, Nitley Fouché, Frans Malherbe, Netu Huko, Munchuno, Salman Morad, Riley Norton, Zachary Porthen, and Evan Ross, all from the Stormers. And then you have, of course, Bethobele, Helakane, Azanate, Nabalakane, and Ruan Fenter, all from the Lions. That is your pack, or your forwards, if you want to call them. Then the backs, Andre Esterhuizen, Apelele Fazi, Jaden Hendrickson, Jordan Hendrickson, Ethan Hooker, Makatoli Mampimpi, Edward van der Merwe, Grant Williams, and Jacob Williams, all from the Sharks. Kirkley Arneson, Sebastian de Klerk, Chiswell Justi, Cannon Moody, Andre Pollard from the Bulls. And then you have your Stormers contingent of Sasha Fiber, Menhen Mongezulu, Marcus Müller, Kobus Reinach, Damien Willemse. And from the Lions, we have Kuhn Horn, Hashim Peed, and Morne van der Berg. Look, obviously there's a lot of big names missing. There's no Marnie van der Bok, no Marnie Lebok. Jesse Kriel, Cheslin Kobe, Damien de Linde, Marnus van der Merwe, Jean Klein, Coca Smith, Peter Steph de Toy, and of course Bongi that is injured. You know, a lot of players are going to be missing, but that's 49 players he's announced. So if you take the players that are playing in Japan and Europe, plus the injured ones, we're looking at about a 65-man group, and that 65-man group has to be whittled down to 33 for next year's World Cup. So it's going to be freaking interesting to see who gets into the World Cup next year. I'm just waiting for exactly me and Vern are both waiting for exactly 1 year to go, and then we're going to put out our 1 year Springbok lineup, telling you who we think is going to be in the lineup a year out. Way too early lineup, a year out. There you go. So, you know, it's a lot of big decisions for Rassie to make. I mean, you know, Willie de Roe's not on that list as well. Easy in, easy out. You never know. With Rassie, you never know. I mean, he might take Willie de Roe at the end of the day. You just don't know. I mean, all I do know is you got to take 2 in every position. So you're starting with 15. You take 2 in every position. You have 30 already. And then you got to take an extra fly off and an extra scrum off. So you have 32. And then I think you can go 33 or 35. So it'll be bloody interesting to see what Rassie comes up with. But, you know, it would be unfair of any normal human being on the planet to doubt the great one. I mean, listen here, Rassie's our Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. Let's be honest, man. He is, you know, he got the vision. So let's just trust what Rassie's going to do. Then we move on now with the Springboks. Don't forget this week it is the 12th round of the URC. Big games coming up there. I mean, look, 12 rounds. We've only got 7 games more to go, right? And then we'll know who's in the playoffs. Cardiff will take on Leinster. That will be live on this channel. There you go. Then Edinburgh, the Scarlets, Lions, Stormers, big one. Another one that's going to be live here on the channel. Stormers, obviously, the big favorites. But yeah, the Lions showing some teeth of late. And the Stormers have, you know, it's not always been a storm. It's been more like a fart. So let's be honest, things can happen. Then, of course, the Bulls against the Guppies. The Guppies, definitely, there you go. The Clownfish will be going to Loftus. My team are just freaking terrible. I'm finished with the Clownfish. go blow Billa. I need you to get to the, I need to get that R1,000 off Janre. So go blow Billa. There you go. That'll also, of course, there you go. That'll also be on this channel. Don't you worry. Let's see what JP Peterson puts out for a squad this week. He's going to embarrass himself once again. Then, Connacht against the Warriors. That's a big one. Munster, Tebre could be tight. Dragons, Benetton. I wouldn't want to put any money on that one. And then Ospreys, Ulster. So lots of good games in the URC rugby. We'll see what happens there. Japanese League will be up. We'll talk about that on Friday when we get a little bit more information. But we can put out the table for you quickly in the Japanese League just to show you what's up there. I mean, they've played 9 games, most of the teams. It looks like Kubota Spears are definitely the front runners there with Kobe Steel, the Wild Knights, and the Sun Goliath. Then in the top 14, they'll play as well this. And Toulouse, they don't lose a lot to lose, They should change their name to win, not to lose. Because they're definitely the top team there. Big surprise for me this year is Selection Palois, also known as POW, or the Paul. Bordeaux doing well. The biggest, letdown this year is definitely be Toulon there, all the way down in 8th. And Montauban, they came up last year, they'll go down again. That's just the way it is. Gallagher Premiership only starts back up on the 21st, I think, of March. But Northampton and Bath way out in front there, good for them. So that's kind of the show for today. But listen, you guys, let me know if you've got anything to say. Send us an email. I'll plug it once again. It's not a problem. There you go. There's the email. Looking forward to this alignment camp. See what news comes out there. I mean, look, South Africa is going to leave a lot of good players at home. A lot of you people are going to be majorly upset with Rassie come about a year from now. The newspapers are going to lose their shit because, let's be honest, you can't take everybody. We can't take 65. We're going to leave good players at home. I mean, I don't see Billy going. Of course, you can have 1 or 2 injuries. Will Ben Jason Dixon go? Will Evan Ruiz go? Will Cameron Hanekom go? There's a lot of big questions there. I mean, for me, there's maybe 5 or 6 players that are nailed on, or 5 or 6 positions that are nailed on. I would go, I think the 3 fly halves are nailed on. Marnie, Sasha, and Andre, I think they're nailed on. I think a scrum half, I think the only scrum half that is nailed on right now is Kobus Reinach. And I mean, he's getting older, things can happen. I think 2 fullbacks, Farsi and Willemse, nailed on. Peter Steftotoy is definitely going. Ox is definitely going. Roan Nortje is definitely going. Marco van Staden, I think, is definitely going. And Malcolm Marx is definitely going. So, but otherwise, I would say 10 players can relax, and the other 55 that are on the list, it could be squeaky bum time, and you could not make it on the plane there on that beautiful SAA flight over there to Australia. I think some of you could fly out there to go watch it, but you might not be playing. You might just be sitting in the stands as a spectator. Yeah, there you go. But that's the rugby show for today. Our next one is on Friday. Friday is always a good show because we've changed it from Thursdays to Fridays, because this is where we get all the lineups. So we'll know the Sharks, the Stormers, the Lions, and the Bulls lineup for the weekend. So we'll know what's going to happen there. We can tell you if JP Peterson has taken his finger out of his arse and made a good lineup for my Sharks, or is he also now officially one of the clowns in the clownfish? I mean, look, we are so toothless we couldn't be a shark. If we were a shark, we'd be a bloody sand shark, man. We'd be a whale shark, no teeth. We just eat plankton. We don't chom anybody at the moment. So it's a problem. It's a problem. But I'm looking forward to the game on the weekend. See what happens, and join us for that. Don't forget, in about an hour's time, Vern will be live with EuroLeague basketball. Always fantastically big competitive league there. And I think tonight is, now I've got to remember, it's Olympiakos against Zalgiris. Zalgiris Kaunas from Lithuania against Olympiakos Piraeus from Greece. So check it out, join in for that. Guys, thanks for joining me here on the DEFCON Rugby Show. If you did like what we do, and if you don't think we're too stupid or dumb or whatever, do hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and we'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao, man.